Good evening. I'm Spot On Weather meteorologist Matthew Euler. And tonight, the title of the presentation is going to be called Winter Hanging On. This is an image from 3 days ago, the latest storm system that had gone up into New England states and produced this snowfall. And this person here is just trying to shield themselves from the snow as it gets blown about more horizontally. We had very strong winds here in the Southeast Virginia area, Hampton Roads area, gusts in excess of 50 miles per hour this last Friday, the 2nd of March. So winter is going to be hanging on over the coming week, so let's get right into the presentation and we'll show you what's happening. So first we're going to start off with the current analysis, Monday the 5th of March, 2018. And again, as a reminder, on the left I have a 300 millibar chart which depicts your upper level jet stream winds at 30,000 feet. And on the right I have actual thickness chart. With the thickness chart, it shows basically areas of lower pressure as indicated by the red L's and areas of higher pressure by the blue H's, as well as precip. Rain is green and snow is blue. So starting off with the analysis at 300 millibars or 30,000 feet, what the winds are doing at the jet stream level, we have an area of upper level ridging occurring over the Midwestern U.S., and then we have a little bit of troughiness, upper level trough digging in across Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and then exiting off the East Coast. The coldest temperatures remained to the north of the jet stream, the polar front jet stream axis over Maine and into New England, New York State, Vermont, New Hampshire. It still is seasonably chilly to the south over the mid-Atlantic region at the present time. On the surface, we have the next frontal system area of low pressure situated over southwest Minnesota with a front, a cold front extending southwest from the surface low. Here was our big time weather maker, a 980 millibar low. This thing's still wrapped up fairly tight. These black lines are lines of equibarometric pressure known as isobars, and whenever they are this closely packed together, that gives a lot of wind. You feel a lot of wind in the atmosphere. So Southeast Virginia, as of the present time, we have clear skies, light winds, ideal radiational cooling overhead. So we're expecting a very cold night tonight. Temperatures should be dipping down into the low 30s by Tuesday morning. Okay, so now we're kind of moving ahead to Wednesday the 7th of March. Before I get to that, the Tuesday the 6th of March, tomorrow what we can expect is high pressure to slide off the coast and the winds become more southeasterly out ahead of this frontal system. By Wednesday, the frontal system is now pushing offshore by Wednesday morning. We do have a 1,000 millibar low pressure system that's intensifying or deepening just in the Virginia Capes area. And we do have lower thickness values coming on the backside, a little bit of snow shower activity in the Great Lakes region and Ohio Valley. You can see the troughing nature to the this dip here in the jet stream over the eastern U.S., and these yellow colors here indicate your highest wind speeds, 120 to 140 knots, associated with what's known as a jet stream maximum. And whenever you have these maximums, that's usually an area where you get atmospheric dynamics and you get areas of low pressure to develop in certain quadrants of this jet maximum. Generally in the left front and the right rear quadrant, you get these areas of low pressure to develop as air tends to want to rise in the vicinity of these extra high speed areas within the jet stream core itself. So low pressure is moving up the East Coast. We will have some scattered showers on Wednesday into Southeast Virginia. The winds will start wrapping around more to the west-northwest on the backside of this low as it continues to move northeast. And then by Thursday, the 8th of March, you can see where that low is now, 987 millibars. It's tightly wound up, situated off of Cape Cod, and there's a lot of snowfall. They're going to get hit pretty good from New Jersey northward with this system, this next system. At 987 millibars, a lot of wind, a lot of snow for New England states. You have lowering thickness values into the eastern U.S. as a whole, including Southeast Virginia. We have troughing, upper level trough situated over the eastern U.S. And again, in the base of these long wave troughs, you typically get colder air that comes down from the colder source regions of Canada. Moving ahead now to Friday, the 9th of March, this low pressure system begins to fill. It's filling at this point and getting weaker, situated over the St. Lawrence River Valley. So you do have a little bit of scattered snow shower still occurring over New England. Over Southeast Virginia, we still have more of a northwesterly wind flow by Friday. Conditions still remain dry. most of the moisture remains well offshore over the Gulf Stream. We do have troughing still continuing across the eastern U.S., not quite as pronounced as what it once was, more of a zonal flow out over the western U.S. at this point in time by Friday. By Saturday, the 10th of March, things start to get a little more interesting again. We do have the subtropical jet starting to move its way into the southwestern U.S., and then you have the polar front jet, which is now starting to develop more of a troughing feature. Upper level trough starts digging into the upper plain states at this time. We do have some scattered snow showers. There is a new area of low pressure that has now developed on the nose of this jet stream here over Oklahoma. And there are some scattered showers out ahead of it over the lower Mississippi River Valley. Now we're going to have to keep an eye on this system because this could be quite a powerful storm system to impact southeast Virginia over time. Let's move it ahead now to Sunday, the 11th of March, okay? So now we're moving it ahead. I'm showing you the jet stream map, and you can see now a more pronounced trough that is really deepening. You have jet stream energy on the southern end of this trough, the southern periphery of the trough, indicated by these yellow colors, 120 and 140 knot wind speeds. Again, wherever we get these stronger wind maximums or jet maximums, jet streaks, that's usually where we have the air rising. And on this chart here, I'm showing you a 500 millibar vorticity chart, and this is at a level of 18,000 feet above the Earth's surface. And whenever you see these red and these orange colors, these yellow, orange, and red colors, that indicates positive vorticity values as indicated on the legend here at the bottom. The higher the positive values get, the deeper the trough gets, the greater the upward vertical motion in the atmosphere, and the stronger the storm system is. So we have an upper level trough at 300 millibars or 30,000 feet. We have an upper level trough, this is known as a shortwave trough on the 500 millibar chart, with an area of vorticity now over southern Illinois by the morning, Sunday morning, the 11th of March. Moving ahead, look at the surface features now. You have a 999 millibar low, so you see how this has deepened or got stronger. This system has got stronger. I go the right way here. This system has got stronger. It was once a little over 1,000 millibars over Oklahoma initially on Saturday morning. It now has deepened or strengthened to a 999 millibar low situated over northern Georgia. Plenty of moisture associated with this system coming in on Sunday. We have cold air on the backside, 1,033 millibar high situated over the Dakotas. Clockwise flow around the high is going to start bringing in colder air. The backside of the low, the front side of the high. This is going to cause colder air to filter into the eastern U.S. once again with another outbreak of below normal temperatures. All right, now moving ahead to the forecast on Monday, the 12th of March. Now look how pronounced this trough has become. The upper level trough at 30,000 feet or 300 millibars. You have a deep trough that's situated over the North Carolina-Virginia border. And then these shortwave trough at 500 millibars or 18,000 feet, purple colors now showing up. We have vorticity values, positive values in excess of 40, situated on the nose of the jet stream. An upper level low situated in the vacapes area at 500 millibars or 18,000 feet. So this is a very dynamic system. It has a potential to be a very strong system. We have to keep an eye on this storm because it could be very similar with wind energy as the last storm was on the 2nd of March, where we had those really strong wind gusts. We could see a repeat performance Sunday the 11th into Monday the 12th of March. So we got to keep an eye on this. Here are some other charts that back the intensity of the system up for a stronger system. This is the 850 millibar temperatures. Here's your color-coded chart in the bottom in degrees Celsius. We have a strong temperature contrast between basically in front of the upper level low and on the back side of the low. There's a strong temperature contrast across this distance here, and that helps to feed the storm's energy. Storms generally tap into the greatest temperature gradients or greatest changes in temperature. The larger that difference is over a shorter distance, the more intense the system, the more dynamic it's going to be. At the surface, we have now a 978 millibar low situated just off of the Virginia-North Carolina border by Monday morning. This is going to create a lot of wind energy over Virginia Capes as well as over the eastern mid-Atlantic area. Again, we have to keep an eye on this. You see 1,034 millibar high situated over Minnesota. So the cold air is getting funneled down on the front side of the high, on the back side of this very intense low pressure or storm system, and we'll have to keep an eye on it. And then also notice the cold air gets dragged down enough to where we could see some snow. It's very difficult for the coastal Virginia area to receive snow this time of year, but it could be further inland towards Williamsburg, Richmond, I-95 corridor, so something to keep a really close eye on. I wanted to show you these charts tonight. This is from the National Weather Service, from NOAA. Just showing you the time periods, March 11th to 15th, 6 to 10 day temperature outlook, 50% chance or probability of below normal temperatures. And then also looking ahead at the 8 to 14 day outlook, basically valid all the way through the 19th of March, 13 to 19 March. Again, over the eastern seaboard, eastern U.S., we're below normal. So I just wanted to show you the pattern here because you can see where the warmer temperatures are and possible upper level ridging over the southwestern U.S., but colder than normal conditions in the east. A negative Arctic oscillation continues, and then we have a negative North Atlantic oscillation, which favors blocking and much more intense systems up the coast. So here are my final thoughts for tonight's video. I will tell you this, the pattern is going to remain very active. So we have the first storm system that will affect southeast Virginia Tuesday night through Wednesday afternoon. There will be periods of rain, and the wind will increase, especially by Wednesday. The winds will gust up to 30 miles per hour from the west-northwest. And the second storm system, now that looks to be stronger than this first one. So we're looking at the Sunday the 11th of March and Monday the 12th of March. We are going to have a much more dynamic system. We are going to have a much more moisture entrained into the system, so we're looking at heavier precip, and wind gusts at the present time look to be up to about 50 miles per hour Sunday, Monday time period, 11-12 March. And one thing we look for in the weather business is consistency, or basically trends in the models. So both the GFS and the European models are both showing run-to-run consistency in depicting both storm systems. Now the storm system on Sunday the 11th of March and Monday the 12th of March, this may drag substantially colder than normal temperatures into the area with wintry precip falling nearby. So we have to keep an eye on that. Just as a reminder, it's very difficult for coastal southeast Virginia to receive wintry precip in March because guess what? Our water temperatures are now up to 47 degrees. And that has a great impact on modifying the overlying air mass. Something still to keep an eye on. Temperatures are to remain below normal through middle March. We showed you that here by the National Weather Service, the NOAA outlook. And the upper level trough is over the eastern U.S. It continues to bring colder, unsettled weather for southeast Virginia and the East Coast. Here's where to find us on Facebook at Spot On Weather. Just a reminder. Thank you so much for watching this presentation. It's going to be a very interesting time period. 2 active systems are inbound. We'll keep an eye on that Sunday, Monday one, 11 and 12 March. Look out there. It's going to be windy, and we could have quite a bit of precipitation into the area. That wraps things up tonight. We're Spot On Weather. If we're not spot on, we're not doing it right. Have a great Monday evening, everyone.